With regard to the quiz, you should allow yourself about 30 minutes in total to complete the questions, and certainly no more than 45 minutes. Each question is a multiple choice with 4 possible answers. You should click the pause button while you are searching for the answer. Answers and the discussion are provided after each question. Question 1. Suppose in the transaction that the underlying exposures represent either $20 million or $40 million in size, that 3 exposures of 20 million and 4 exposures of 40 million default, and that recoveries are 25%. Which tranches will incur losses? Answer. The total loss incurred over the life of the transaction equals, in millions of dollars, 3 times 20 plus 4 times 40 multiplied by 1 minus the 25% recovery, which is equal to 165 million. Thus, the first loss and the Class D notes are wiped out, and the Class C notes suffer a loss of $65 million. Therefore, the correct answer is B as in boy. Question 2. Suppose in the transaction we examined that the structure changes so that 1. The OECD bank is replaced by the German government. 2. The SPV invests its cash in a cash deposit held at Bank ABC. And 3. The first loss is sold to an independent third party rather than being retained by Bank ABC, but with Bank ABC guaranteeing all payments under this first loss tranche. Calculate the amount of capital relief Bank ABC would obtain under this amended structure. Answer. This question was a little unfair to you, as we have not fully covered the exact materials needed for you to provide a correct answer. But common sense may have led you to the answer. First of all, replacement of the OECD bank with the German government reduces the risk weight of the $3.68 billion senior CDS to 0 from ABC Bank's perspective, since Germany is an OECD country. Having the SPV invest its cash in a Bank ABC deposit rather than in U.S. government agency bonds as before also results in 0 capital against the $280 million mezzanine CDS with the SPV. This may surprise you at first, since it would appear that an OECD government risk has been replaced by that of an OECD private sector bank, which presumably carries a higher risk weight. Ordinarily, this would be true, if the cash had been deposited in an unrelated third-party bank. But having the cash sitting in a deposit of Bank ABC itself enables Bank ABC, as the purchaser of protection, to argue that it has no remaining credit risk on this layer whatsoever, because if it needs to assert a claim against the SPV pursuant to the mezzanine CDS, it will simply set off this claim against the cash it holds on deposit on behalf of the SPV. Some careful documentation of this right of set-off may be needed in particular jurisdictions, but generally it has been possible to satisfy regulators in many jurisdictions to allow the zero risk weight. Finally, the sale of the first loss piece to a third party would presumably eliminate all capital charges against this layer if the story stopped there. But Bank ABC then provides a full guarantee of payment to the third party, which from a regulatory perspective completely nullifies the sale and causes the first loss to be treated just as if it had remained on Bank ABC's balance sheet. Therefore, this piece continues to require $40 million of capital, and Bank ABC in aggregate has achieved $280 million of capital relief. Thus, the correct answer is C. Question 3. Suppose in the transaction we examined that there are 100 exposures instead of 200. That the exposures are still all of them equal in size, that the individual default probability of each exposure is now 5%, that the default correlations among these exposures are still 0, and that recoveries following default are 0 as well. Which is the lowest tranche whose default probability is 0? You will need to make some revisions to the Binomial 2 worksheet to complete this exercise. Answer. The worksheet QN3 answer, which you have, contains the amended spreadsheet in which the number of entities in the portfolio has been reduced to 100, and the 1% individual default probability that we used previously has been replaced with 5%. We have once again hidden many dozens of rows that are unnecessary to preserve space. You can readily see that the scenarios representing 19 or more defaults have 0 probability. Since recovery is 0 following a default, we should therefore assume that 18 defaults have occurred, the worst case scenario essentially, and apply the resulting losses to the tranches in the structure starting from the bottom up. with 18% of the portfolio in default and zero recoveries, the aggregate losses in the portfolio come to 720 million, given the 100% loss due to the zero recovery per individual default. This amount is more than the total of the retained first loss and the 4 classes of notes issued by the SPV, so even the OECD bank suffers losses. Therefore, the correct answer to this question is D as in David. Question 4. Under the same facts as question 3, what multiple of the portfolio's expected loss needs to occur for the OECD bank to incur a loss? Answer. The total expected loss for the portfolio is $4 billion times 5% times 100%, given once again the zero assumed recovery, equals $200 million. For the OECD bank to take a loss, all subordinated tranches, including the first loss, must first be wiped out. These in aggregate represent $320 million of subordination. Therefore, a multiple of 1.6 times expected loss would cause losses to the OECD bank. Thus, the correct answer to this question is B as in boy.